Today, our founder discusses the challenging topic of staying in situations, be it a relationship, work, or a living arrangement, where you feel the persistent tug to leave, yet find yourself unable to move. It's about those moments when your instincts scream that it's time to go, but something holds you back. I was a very young mom and bride. I married someone I probably shouldn't have. Being so young, I felt at the time I didn't have much of a choice. Out of fear and dread of the unknown and being told I wouldn't make it if I left, I chose to stay. My choice was driven out of fear. I can honestly say I tried and gave it my best, through many, many trials and a lot of drama due to staying in something I shouldn't have. I'm sure my ex-husband felt the same. We both struggled and tried, very young, and making choices from an unhealthy mindset added to the situation. Now, this isn't about bashing my ex-husband or stating my life is a regret. We had many great times and 5 amazing children, so things were not all drama and heartache. We were actually good at times. We had a friendly relationship and liked a lot of the same things. Looking back now, I realized that was no reason to stay in a relationship for over 25 years. We both knew it. Yet it was still very difficult to move outside of the fear I carried. The road I traveled was difficult at times, learning so much. Once I realized I needed to leave, I knew I needed help and went to counseling and found a great coach. I learned to take full responsibility for my choices, and I understand that I wasn't a prisoner or a victim. I was just a young lady who operated from a place of fear of the unknown, and I needed to work on myself with love, care, and patience. My why for staying so long was I truly didn't want to be uncomfortable and live with the unknown. I was scared to death. I did not know my value and was very insecure. I would try to gather the strength, but I would always end up in the same place. Fear would grip me, and I would reason my way to stay a bit longer. I did not want my children to have to live with a single mother who didn't know how she would do it alone. But here's the funny thing. I was still a single mother for many, many years, as my ex-husband did not live with us for over 7 years. And essentially, I did it alone. Married on paper, but not living life and sharing it either. Except for the financial portion, which was no reason to stay, and I see that now. Humans are funny because we will reason and find ways to condone any choice we make based on excuses and fear, and we fool ourselves thinking that we're making the best choices. I can safely state when we're living from a place of fear, shame, and wanting to be so-called comfortable, we aren't really living, we're existing. But I use personal experience as an example of one way we live in something we know we should let go and walk away from. I often think, why do we stay when it's obvious we need to move forward? Here are the top 3 reasons why people stay in the stuck position. The number 1 top reason usually comes from fear. Folks stay in bad relationships, abusive situations, and many other stressful situations due to fear. Fear of what will happen to me, fear of how will I do it, fear of what if I can't make it, etc. They allow the fear to take control. They use fear as an excuse and will explain it away as a justified reason. When actually, we're letting fear rule our lives. Fear is paralyzing. It keeps you stuck, feeling hopeless. Fear is real, and I can understand how it can keep you locked in a prison in your mind. I know of someone that has lived apart from her husband for over 25 years barely talking, completely separate lives, but won't officially end the relationship due to the fear thoughts she has created, so she stays stuck, will not move on, or do anything due to a fear-driven mindset. This person would always find a way to justify it and blame her spouse. But as the old saying goes, it takes two to tango. Stuck, no movement. Living a life filled with waiting for something to change, but doing nothing to change it. Think for a moment, what if you're able to gather the strength not to let fear be the reason you base your choices, to move or not? What if you were able to push past the fear and excuses and gather the tools to create the life you know deep inside that you're deserving of? What a life that would be. What would you be able to accomplish? How would you live? Where would you live? What choices would you make if they weren't based on fear? I was told for over 25 years, if you leave, I'll quit my job and you and the kids will be homeless. That statement scared me. I would retreat and regress and stay stuck. I look back on it now and I know that would not be the case. I think my spouse at the time was also living in a place of fear. I think we both wanted to keep things the same out of fear, not because we were happy or wanted our marriage to be the best it could be. I just think we were both afraid. I allowed those comments to manipulate me, and I bought into the lie. Here's the thing. You have the power not to buy into the lies and buy into the fear. You are stronger than you think. You have more power and control than you think. You are meant to live a life free from a negative mindset and have peaceful, joy-filled days. You always have the option to gather the tools to combat the lies and debunk the negative thoughts or things said. The second reason people stay in something they are unhappy in is that they're too comfortable. Even though they might not be happy with or have outgrown the situation, they stay purely because they're too complacent. They have the excuses. I'm not abused. What's so bad, and I've been here so long, to start over again? It would be too hard and overwhelming. And besides, I just don't have it in me to make a change. I've been this way for so long, it's okay. It's not that bad. So they convince themselves. Just stay and let it play out. But yet they complain over and over how unhappy they are, complaining they are bored, unhappy, unloved, and not supported. They feel doomed into staying in the situation they helped create. This is also partly due not being able to place any responsibilities on themselves. It's always everyone else. Being stuck also includes staying because they may be too complacent to move and change direction. So they convince themselves to just suck it up and make the best of it. Truly, they stay out of pure complacency and make excuses to stay stuck. The third reason someone might stay in a difficult situation is shame. When I was in my own relationship, I stayed partly because of the embarrassment and shame I thought I would carry if I left. I believed at the time that leaving meant I was a failure and hadn't tried hard enough. I was also raised in a very legalistic, dysfunctional household. My model was watching a volatile, violent relationship filled with abuse and dysfunction. We're taught divorce was a sin, and you were to endure almost anything to save your marriage. And God was always used as the excuse why my parents stayed together. But then, after more than 40 years of dysfunction, they divorced. I knew when they started their divorce that I did not want to walk the same path. I knew I had to gather the strength to let go and move on. To me, shame is what drives most negative thoughts and fuels fear and complacency. It's usually in the forefront for why we make most decisions that are fear-based. My thoughts are that shame hangs over you like an unspoken noose, waiting for you to hang yourself quietly and feeling alone in your feelings. When dealing with shame, it's all about exposing it to the light. The less shame we carry, the less we struggle internally. When we are walking free of shame, making choices on our behalf is far less stressful, and feeling stuck is minimal. When we are healthy in our mindset and confident in who we are, we work from a space of knowing we have choices, knowing that they will not always be easy, but we knowingly feel worth it. Taking the steps to get help includes reaching out to someone who you can trust, including a coach, and counselors can both assist on helping you work towards exposing the things that keep you feeling stuck. Coaching helps folks gather their tools specific for their goals and lifestyle. It opens doors for opportunities to enter and takes away space for fear, shame, and complacency. Coaching offers an accountability partner, someone to encourage you to keep going. Secrets. I want to discuss briefly on the subject of secrets. We have been told throughout our lives that keeping secrets was a good thing. We were told to keep your business to yourself and not to discuss your thoughts or private life with anyone. They would say, handle your business. Well, I believe differently. I think it's vital to seek out professional help when you're feeling stuck, when you're overwhelmed, and feeling like you're not sure what to do. I do agree with the thought that not everyone is worthy of your business. Seeking out wisdom is vital for your growth. I strongly suggest being cautious on whom you share your business with. Not everyone is for you, and many will use what you tell them to gossip and not help at all. Smiles do not always equate to friendship. Please be cautious about what you share, especially with whom you share it with. Although I think that when you bring things to light in a safe space, fear, complacency, and shame will not be able to hold such a tight grip on your life. That feeling of being overpowered by the above reasons to stay in something will no longer have a strong hold they once did. To make changes, you need to first acknowledge your why. You may need to look inside and reflect on what your motivation was to move forward. I also suggest reaching out to a professional to assist in the process. We are here for you at Home, Heart, and Healing, assisting our clients in finding counsel, gathering tools, and coaching them in finding and encouraging what works best for their specific needs. Specifically, we provide a safe space to assist you with putting together a step-by-step plan to make the changes necessary to move. We assist in looking within to find your answers. Our Creator has provided everything we need. We assist in tapping into that to get a game plan, to figure out your reasons why. We assist in gathering strength to move forward confidently. We also offer home, heart, and healing custom tools, such as motivational workshops, workbooks, coaching, one-on-one groups, YouTube channels, inspirational thought-provoking videos, to name a few. In closing, I want to say personally, we are here for you. Reach out and let's get started on your journey for the life you truly deserve. We appreciate your support and would love for you to subscribe and like our videos and support our Home, Heart, and Healing team.